Alright, welcome. This time we're going to go over the shelf and how to square that up. And this will also be the same for the top here, pretty much any panel. So I took it out of clamps, and now I'm going to square the one edge. So the first thing I did was I marked my datum surfaces, which are my reference. So this will be the edge I take a check square with. This will be the face that I square across. Now there's a couple ways to do this. I have a sacrificial board clamped to it to prevent any split out this way. Because if you remember when I did this, it actually wound up being exact width, so I have no room to play. Now if it was larger, then I could allow it to tear out, because then that edge would just be taken off anyhow. That's another way to do it. A third way is you can skip this and then come in off both sides using a block plane. The choice is really yours. There's pluses and minuses to all of them. Block plane method, if you're good, you can keep it straight and square. I'm not that good, so I like to use, especially with the longer ends, I like using a long plane. Now obviously I'll be using the number 5 jack plane because this is what I've limited myself to. Normally it would be the 62 bevel up low angle jack. The one drawback to this method is in order to check square, you'll have to unclamp it. So anyway, you get your joiner fence on, because as I said, I'm not good enough to just freehand it. And you want a very light cut when doing end grain. So I checked it before, and this was a little bit high. So I concentrated here first just to knock it down. And when you plane, you want to keep pressure against the fence as well as down. Now that I've knocked that down, I'm going to go across. Once again, because I'm only using a light touch, it's going to take a little bit longer, and this can get really boring, and you might want to just take and put a little bit more color out, try and speed it up, but don't, because end grain, when you do end grain, it wants to tear out. So if you have a lot of iron sticking out, and try to take a heavy cut, the more likely you are to get some major tear out. Okay, that's good. Now let me check for square. Take my combination square. Now it should be square because I was using a joiner fence, but it's always good to check. And if it's out, you just want to adjust your cutting iron. So now I'm going to check for square across. Good? That's good. Excellent. Now the one end of my handle came off. One plastic end. It slipped off here. Alright, well, I'll have to search for it later. It wouldn't be a day in the shop without oopsies. Alrighty, next. Now that I got it square, I'm gonna, on this edge, I'm gonna mark that. Now I got all my reference lines marked, or reference sides. I'm gonna measure. Okay, this final length is going to be 16.5, but it's going to need some squaring because I can't cut straight across, so I'm going to give it about a 1/16 extra. That gives me some fudge room. Square it up. When you're doing a big panel like this, just use the carpenter square. Find your line. Now there is, Lee Valley does make a fence for the carpenter square. It makes it a little bit easier to use. I actually have it, but because I don't remember saying put it in the toolbox, I'm not going to use it. I got my line. Hold fast on. So you can do it. However you got it, whatever your type of bench you're using, adjust your work holding methods accordingly. Take the saw, line it up. Get a little binding there. Okay, this is the waste piece. Now, kind of exactly what we did before. I'm going to reclamp it. I'm just going to give it a quick check just to see how well I did. Alright. This side is the high side. So I just want to mark that. This is just for my own reference. Now I know this is higher than that. Alrighty. Once again, I'll clamp this up. You want to keep this flat, flush to the surface as well, so it doesn't kick your fence out. Alrighty. Now, unfortunately, the way this is clamped up, you'll be taking it off this side because this is your reference point. So because this is the high side, I'm not going to go all the way across at first. I'm just going to take a little bit more off, a little short stretch, take a little bit more off this end, then work my way across. know, and not only that will this square it up, but this also takes off the saw marks. A much more polished look. Unless, of course, you want to go for a more rustic, handmade vibe. And if you can cut square, you can just leave the saw marks in. I personally don't like saw marks, so even though I got my fence against this side, that's still my reference side. So that's what I'm going to use to check square. Okay. That's pretty good. Alright, now and this side is actually a bit high. Alright, I went from having this be the high side, I took a little bit more off. So, you can reclamp it, or if you feel like you can, just grab your block plane and work it down this way. I know I said I'm not nearly good enough. Do it freehand, but for expediency's sake, so I keep these about 30 minutes or less. I'm just going it this way. Okay. Alright. And it's very easy to get hypnotized and end up taking too much off here, and then you go keep switching until eventually you're half an inch to an inch below your length, and then you just curse and throw things and throw a general temper tantrum. Not really, but one of those joking but not joking. Check square here. Actually still holding really well, so that's good. Okay. Alright. Still not good enough. Like I said, this can get very tedious and very boring. That's not too bad. Let's take a little bit out. Take a little bit out of the middle. Yep. Okay. Good. Alrighty. Next, that's the handle falling out. Alright, now just measure to see. Good. Okay, I'm a little proud here. Okay. That's 16.5 dead. That's about 1/16 much. Let me double check my square. Maybe I missed something. Okay. Alright, now I am out a square here for some reason. Is my reference side? Nope, this is my reference side. Okay. Okay, that's good. Yep, that's good. That's good. Okay, I can still take a little bit here. That's the dead side. Alrighty. Oh. That's not too bad. Alrighty. Anyway, like I said, if I had more here, after I would have done my edges, I would have measured it to width, ripped it, and cleaned up the edge. But as you can see, we're at 12.5 dead right now, which is exactly what we need. And that's basically how you do the panel. This will be the bottom shelf, but the top, you do any panel, that's how you do it. So, alright, next time we get together, we'll be doing the final leg. I'll show you how to measure out and mark the grooves and dados, and we'll get those chopped, and then it'll be dry assembly, clean up, final assembly. So we're getting near the end. Thank you for continuing to watch and spend your time with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.